fought mechs and a man with a giant head. You've seen a young girl rise and become a true superhero. And you also got a great view of the Incredible Hulk's bulk. But did you really understand what you were seeing? We're going to help you get in the know about Marvel's Avengers so you don't look like a couple of flying monkeys out there.
I understood that reference.
Kamala Khan was your average everyday girl who entered a completely normal fanfiction contest. During the reveal of the Terrigen reactor, designed by AIM scientist George Tarleton, things went awry. The explosion of the reactor flooded San Francisco with Terrigen mist, turning thousands into a mutated race dubbed Inhumans, including Kamala Khan, and resulted in the loss of Captain America. The United States held the Avengers responsible, and after a testimonial by Bruce Banner, brought in a ruling that the Avengers were to be disbanded because they are considered far too dangerous. 5 years later, Kamala Khan has continued to use her inhuman powers in secret, having been granted an incredibly stretchy body, though she cannot keep control of it very well or for very long. As part of an online community that still believes in the Avengers, she guesses Tony Stark's incredibly easy password and discovers video proof that the reactor was sabotaged and that Tarleton was the cause of the incident. AIM robots swarm to her position, intent on rounding up all Inhumans and placing them in a private prison for study and to cure their mutation. And she decides she must leave home and risk it all to deliver the truth to the Avengers herself. Traveling to Utah, the last known location of the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier Chimera, Kamala discovers Bruce has been living in the wreckage, and with her help, he gets things back online. But when they discover they need more help, they seek out Tony Stark. Tony is understandably upset with Bruce for disbanding the Avengers.
It was.
Hey!
But when Tarleton's robots attack his ancestral home, he can't help but put his suit on one more time. Convinced after the battle, he agrees to help get the Chimera back in the air. While scavenging for parts, they're surprised by a small band of free Inhumans led by Ant-Man. They learn the facility captured Inhumans are being held at is nearby, and after failing to convince Bruce to help her, Kamala sets out alone once again. She is overwhelmed by the forces, and her powers also give out on her, and she gets captured in the process. Luckily, Black Widow has been secretly feeding her information this whole time as an AIM spy, and she comes to her rescue. She learns that Tarleton's accomplice, Monica Rappaccini, has been running this facility with different plans in mind. All cures have failed, and instead she will copy their powers to special adaptoid robots and sell them to the highest bidder. Rappaccini is captured and placed into custody and questioned by Bruce, where their secret lab is hidden. Her capture turns out to be a ploy by AIM to find out where the Chimera was hiding this whole time. The helicarrier is attacked, and, surprisingly, Thor returns to save the day. In the process, they uncover additional video footage showing that Captain America ordered Tarleton to seal him into the reactor room, and then proceeded to destroy the reactor himself, causing the explosion that started everything. This revelation causes the Avengers to fight amongst themselves when they realize that A-Day really is all of their fault. But Kamala's quick thinking puts her focus on a specific line Rappaccini gives and convinces the team to check in on the AIM satellite in orbit. Tony pulls out an experimental spaceflight suit, and after almost dying in the process, lands on the satellite lab. Inside, he discovers a massive pod containing none other than Captain America, kept alive these past 5 years as a way to synthesize a regenerative formula from his blood. After escaping the lab, Captain America reveals to Tony that he destroyed the reactor because something massive was reacting to it from underground that would have completely destroyed San Francisco. Tarleton, at this point in the story, is incredibly mutated, becoming large and grotesque, and when he finds the regenerative formula keeping him alive is made out of Captain America's blood, he kills Rappaccini with a lethal dose of the same formula for lying to him. Tarleton, now going by MODOK, plans to release dark Terrigen mist across the world and kill thousands of hidden Inhumans. In the plan to stop him, the newly formed Avengers discover a massive Kree sentry sunk deep in the San Francisco Bay, which was the reason the Terrigen reactor became unstable. Using his psionic powers, MODOK activates the Kree sentry and uses it to try and kill the Avengers. Kamala, finally instilled with confidence as a hero, uses her powers to grow to a gigantic size and destroy the Kree sentry, causing MODOK to fall into the sea. With the Avengers reunited once more and MODOK defeated, Kamala returns home to visit the family she had left behind. Unbeknownst to them, the destroyed Kree sentry sends a beacon into space, hinting at future plans for the game. And as a final twist, Rappaccini has survived her injection as she is stolen and imprisoned Inhumans' cloning powers. She takes leadership of AIM and will give the Avengers more fights to come. So, what will be next for those heroes? We know there's going to be a lot of heroes added to the multiplayer suite, and each of those heroes will have their own set of missions to tell a short story relative to them. We're going to see Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, as well as Ant-Man and Black Panther, and Spider-Man is coming exclusively to PS4. Main story DLC is likely not coming because of this, but with each of these side chapters, it should be sustaining enough, especially when you'll probably be seeing these missions again and again online as you grind for loot and climb up the ranks of your battle pass. What I'd like to see is Captain Marvel being added to the roster, since Kamala Khan has posters of her everywhere and uses her iconography, and of course, Captain America mentions her by name. But I would only really want her in as long as she isn't as underpowered as Hulk is. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm Richard for VGS.
They're closing it all down.